Hey guys, how's it going? I'm finally back on YouTube after I think about 4 years. So this is gonna be a long one. So grab a beverage, grab a snack, because there's gonna be a lot of chit-chatting in this video. It's gonna be a Q&A, but I wanted to do a little bit of like a introduction just because it's been quite a while since I've been on YouTube. So a lot has changed. The new Motionless in White Decades album is out and it's freaking amazing. Very excited about that new album. I have so much content that I want to do based around the album, so get ready for that. I've already filmed a bunch of different videos, so those are coming soon, but this is going to be the first one that comes out. I'm in a more casual form today, which I feel like is very fitting for the kind of video that this is. I just kind of want to reintroduce myself to people who were following me those years ago, just to kind of remind everybody like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and also for the new people who are subscribing and finding my channel. So just reintroducing myself. I mean, a lot has changed too in the past 4 years, so just kind of catching you guys up a little bit. And I feel like this is honestly the best time of the year to come back to YouTube. It's mid to late July, and so it's right before spooky season is about to start ramping up, and I'm so excited about that. I have so many videos planned, I have so much fun stuff I want to do, and I'm gonna vlog everything I do. So besides Halloween photo shoots, social media videos, stuff like that, I want to go out to some apple orchards, pumpkin patches, farms. I want to do some scary stuff for the first time this year. I've always stayed away from like the more scary stuff, surprisingly, but I told my boyfriend I would do it this year because I didn't last year. But I've had time to think about it and hype myself up for it, and I think I want to start out with like a haunted hayride kind of thing, to where it's like not too bad, but it just gets me used to it. The scary stuff is really the true core of Halloween, so I really need to explore that part of it. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fun things coming up, a lot of fun videos, and I'm really excited to be back on YouTube. Without going on too much longer, I have some questions here that I'm gonna be answering. So let's just start with the first one. What is your favorite anime show? So I used to be a huge anime nerd, probably closer to like middle school / freshman year. That's when I first started watching anime. I started with Black Butler, I think, and I was obsessed. I believe there was season 1 and 2. I watched them both. So I got into Black Butler and Sword Art Online, and then I watched Gun Art Online, which I didn't like as much, but it was kind of like a continuation of my favorite anime, so I watched it and it was like pretty good, but I think my top favorite might be Sword Art Online, but then Black Butler is a close second. They're pretty close. But I haven't watched anime in a long time, and I've been saying for years that I want to get back into it, and I just never really find the time. But I'm also very picky with anime, and I feel like maybe that's why I stopped watching it as much. There's a certain art style that I really like and a certain kind of plot that I like. The Sword Art Online art style is my favorite. I think it's beautiful. It's just visually pleasing. I don't really like the older styles, like the 90s kind of styles, like Pokemon and stuff like that. Not really into that kind of art for the anime, but it's really hard to find specifically what I like to watch. I like the more like romance ones for anime. I don't like romance movies or shows, but when it comes to anime, for some reason I do. I think it's entertaining. It's kind of hard for me to find animes that I like, but I still do want to come back around to it and try to find something to watch again. But yeah, second question, Bring Me the Horizon or Falling in Reverse? Bring Me the Horizon for sure. I don't really listen to either of them as much anymore. I think probably around my middle school, like early teen years, I probably listened to them both the most. Their music changed a lot, and maybe that's why I stopped listening to them. Like, obviously Bring Me the Horizon, Ollie stopped doing the heavy screams as much, especially within the past couple of years. He switched to more of like a pop sound, and I wasn't into that. Falling in Reverse, I don't know, kind of the same thing. He kind of switched to more maybe rap-ish style. They just kind of like, their music genre changed. So I kind of shifted away from them, but Bring Me the Horizon apparently is shifting back to like their heavy metal type music, so that's really cool, and if that is true, I'll probably start listening to them again. But yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, I think I would prefer them. Next question, how many tattoos do you have? I have not many right now. I'm very selective with which ones I get. I try to go for something that is more like timeless. Like, for example, my first tattoo was a spiderweb across my shoulder here. This is not the best shirt to show you, but it goes kind of up the neck and down a little bit into the armpit, but it's like a really pretty, delicate spiderweb. I feel like it's something you can't really get tired of or outgrow. Like, it's just beautiful. I also have a couple knuckle tattoos. It's kind of a long story, but I was supposed to have all my knuckles done with Halloween ones. Like, for example, there's a bat, a web, a moon, and then it was the same thing on these, but they fell out like even more on this side. Basically, I was working a job where I had to wear gloves all the time, and I would wear bandages on the tattoos to keep them clean because they were fresh. And the band-aids would just get so sweaty and like fall off, and I just couldn't properly hydrate them or take care of them with my current job at the time. So they kind of just fell out, and I think it was winter time, so it was really cold and my skin got dry. They fell out and I just let them fall out because I was like, I'll just redo them another time, and I just never got around to that, I guess. So I do want to finish my knuckles. They're all gonna be Halloween themed. I think I want like a pumpkin or a ghost on my pointer finger, and then a 3 and a 1, I think, on my thumbs for October 31st. So that's what I have right now, is just fingers and this one. I do want a shit ton more tattoos. My boyfriend actually did these knuckle ones, and whenever he gets back into tattooing again, I guess that's probably when I'll get more, because tattoos are expensive. So yeah. What is your favorite horror film series? My favorite horror is slasher films. I have like a top 3 I can give you. For like Halloween time, I really like to watch Halloween with Michael Myers. That has always been my favorite slasher series or film, because it's just like traditional Halloween. It takes place on Halloween night. It's like, I forget what year it takes place in, but it's just very nostalgic Halloween, and I love it so much. And same with Scream. I could watch that any time of year, but I like to watch that around Halloween too. And then a newer one is Terrifier. I know there's 3 movies out now, but the second and third, probably the second one's my favorite because it's still around Halloween time. The third is around Christmas time, but I love the Terrifier movies so much. So those are my top 3 slasher / horror movies. Are you an actual person? No. What made you that good and cool? I don't think I'm all that cool, but thank you. What is your favorite genre of music and favorite band and song from said genre? I'm gonna say in general, post-hardcore. I like the screamy songs that also have like the melodic parts to them. That's kind of been my general favorite genre, like pretty much my whole life, hasn't really changed. I like things that have like heavy screaming in it, but it's not just screaming. But I also do like heavier metal, like black metal, stuff like that. I like to listen to, like, for example, Rings of Saturn, or They Art is Murder. I do like that stuff too, but in general, I'm just gonna say post-hardcore as just, I don't know. There's so many different genres of music. If I were to look up what genre all my favorite bands are, it'd probably be a bunch of different ones, but in general, the screamy stuff. Favorite band is Motionless in White. They have been my favorite band for a very long time. Like, I don't even know how long. Probably since high school-ish. Favorite song from them, that is really hard. I've always had like a top 2, which would be Another Life, and I can never remember what the other one is. Eternally Yours. Those have been like my top 2 from them. What is your favorite color? Black. What's your favorite candy? This has honestly been the same since I was a kid, has not changed. So if we're talking about chocolate, Snickers and Twix are my favorites. If we're talking about like hard candy, chewy candy, I like anything that's super fruity. So like Starburst or like gummy worms, stuff like that. So those are my favorites for each kind of candy. Are you single and available? Nope. I am happily taken for over 3 years now. How long have you been a kitty cat? That is a very good question. I honestly don't know. I think it was probably around 2021, to be honest. I'm gonna fact check that though, because I do remember like when I first started experimenting and like getting into it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not sure like how much I can say about it, but it's basically like you wear cat ears, you wear like a pet collar, you wear a tail, you're like kind of like a cat girl, but not in like the cringy like e-girl kind of way, more of like lifestyle kind of thing. Like it's just who I am, it's part of my everyday. Like this hat has little cat ears on it. So it looks like around 2022. So wow, it feels like it should be much longer than that. So apparently it's only been 4 years, because I think I got into it around the time I started YouTube. It feels like it's been so much longer than that, but I guess 4 years. What are your favorite bands? So obviously my #1 band, I already said, is Motionless in White. They're like kind of the main thing I listen to. I just started getting into Dark Divine. I found them by their song Permanent, which I am obsessed with, and I do like a lot of their other songs. It really depends on what mood I'm in. Like I said, Thy Art is Murder, Rings of Saturn. If I'm into like, if I'm feeling more of like heavy screamy stuff, like more of that vibe, I'll listen to that. I also like, you know, like all different kinds of like alternative kinds of music. Like there's so many different genres that it breaks down into. Let me just look really quick at my Spotify and see what are the bands that I listen to a lot. Oh, Magnolia Park. I love them. I think I started getting into them like last year, and I got super obsessed with them, and I still love their music so much. They are really good. Caskets. I've loved Caskets for years. Bless the Fall, Bring Me the Horizon. I like Dayseeker, Bad Omens, Colorblind, Barely Human is a huge one. That's more when I'm feeling like the scene girl vibes and I'm in the mood for like music to like pump me up, like if I'm getting ready and doing makeup. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of bands I listen to. There's only like a couple bands that are like the main ones that I listen to. What's your opinion on men having black nail polish? Yes. How or when did you find your style? I honestly love that question. I've been alternative for most of my life. It started when I was a kid, which I'm honestly really thankful for, because being alternative genuinely feels like my truest self. It feels like me, it's who I am. If I didn't find the alternative style and things like that, I feel like I would just genuinely feel very lost and I would not feel like myself. I grew up in the early 2000s, so that was when, you know, emo, alternative, it was a really big thing, and having exposure to that as a child influenced me a lot, and especially having an older sister in the early 2000s, she was always my role model, so that's how I kind of got into it, and it really stuck with me. It felt like me, it gave me confidence, it just felt good, it felt right, and I've never gone back since. It's genuinely who I am, and I'm just really glad that I was able to find myself so young in life. I don't like to think about what I would be like if I never found alternative. Like, I just feel like I wouldn't feel like me. I've never really felt connected with, I don't know, me without being alternative. I'm a redhead. I, you know, dress obviously normally as a child. It just, getting older, I just realized that wasn't me. I like to dye my hair, I like to wear lots of makeup, I like piercings, I like tattoos, I like alternative clothing, I like heavier music. That is me, and I'm glad that I found it so young. Do you play video games? Honestly, I used to play a lot of video games. I don't really find myself having the time for it because I have so many other hobbies that I'm really passionate about and they take up most of my time. So I don't really play video games as much anymore. In my adult life, I've honestly only really played games on my Nintendo Switch, mostly Animal Crossing. That's been my favorite game to play. And honestly, it's the only game I play right now. I've tried other Switch games like Cooking Mama, which I used to love on my DS when I was a kid. It's not as good on the Switch, can't lie. I tried Friday the 13th, it was not that great. And this was like years ago when I had the first Nintendo Switch, not the new one. So these are like probably older, a little bit older games now, but they weren't very good. I just haven't really liked any of them except for Animal Crossing. And the next question is, do you have a favorite video game you're playing now? Honestly, I'm only playing Animal Crossing, so I guess that would be my answer. What is your opinion on life? I honestly really like that question. I feel like it's kind of an ever-changing answer to that question, depending on where you are in life. And I mean, you're always growing, you're always seeing different perspectives. I feel like right now I am finally changing my old ways of just always seeing the more negative side of things. I've always been like subconsciously a more negative thinker, a worrier, and now I'm starting to see what that does for a person when you just focus on the negative. So I'm trying to break that cycle and choose to see both the good and bad in things and focus more on the good things, focus more on the positive. So that's my current perspective and opinion on life, is that life genuinely is what you make it. If you choose to focus on the positivity, then your life is gonna be positive. I mean, it's really up to you how you want to see things. If things aren't going great and you just focus on it, that's not going to do anything good for you at all. You have to choose a different perspective. There's 100 different ways to see one singular situation, and it's completely up to you how you see it, what you choose to focus on. So that's my opinion on life. It is up to you how you see it, what you do about it, and how you choose to shift your perspective on everything. And the very last question is, do you like the band Slipknot? Honestly, I haven't really explored them as a band. Obviously, I am very aware of who they are. I know several different songs of them that are really good, but I never really got into them. Thank you for everyone who sent me in questions. I actually have a really fun idea for another video. I was thinking about doing a fall/Halloween Q&A because, to be honest, I've been thinking about like fall and Halloween nonstop lately. I'm so excited for spooky season to start. I have so many things I'm starting to do way ahead of time to prepare for it. I want to make sure I have tons of videos and tons of content that I can get out on time, because we all know how busy it gets. The season feels like it comes and leaves, like it goes by so quick. It seems like it flies by every year, and I just want to be on top of it and make the most out of the season. It's been on my mind a lot, so I'm starting to pre-plan a lot of that content now, and I would love to do a little Q&A so we can just talk about fall and Halloween. I mean, that's kind of one of the main things about me as a digital creator and about my channel is it's very Halloween based. We love Halloween and spooky shit all year long, so something we can all bond over is Halloween, spooky stuff, horror. Like, it would just be fun to talk about. So if you guys want to leave me some questions in the comment section on this video, I will write them all down and I will answer them in another Q&A video. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about all of the videos that are going to be coming to my channel. This is just the start of it. This is my first video back. I have so many different ideas, so much fun stuff planned. So if that sounds like something that you guys would be interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notifications so you get notified when I'm posting. And yeah, welcome to the spooky family. It's great to be back. I've really missed it a lot, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!